So my strategy for traveling is deciding where I want to go or just having some ideas of where I want to go and being open to going anywhere really, and looking online and seeing where the discounts are as far as flights. Travel Zoo is amazing. It will tell you, okay, now there's a $100 flight to Mexico or even more south, Central America. Also, part of my strategy is reward points. I have had a credit card since college and have been saving actually 4 years of worth of points. So I just booked a free flight to Costa Rica for my honeymoon, which I'm leaving October 25th. So I think there's more.
We'll talk about what are the places you've been to and what do you do when you get to a place?
Yeah, okay. So once you decide where you want to go and once you find your cheap flight, you want to connect with people in the country. I find that's the most useful way to get some discount travel, or to even barter your services or find a family or a couch to sleep on while you're there. I've been to, just to name a few, New Zealand, Malaysia. I helped transport crocodiles in Malaysia because I met a guy which that was his job, so we just roped up the crocodiles and helped move them into different cages. I went to Martinique, a French-speaking country, and met a woman who wanted to practice her English, so she let me ride her horses on a white sand beach and we were galloping bareback. It's something I never imagined, but while I was doing that I was like, my life could end and I'd be pretty happy. I've been to Oaxaca, Mexico, and worked in a village there with children. I've been to England and Italy, Bari, Italy, and helped work with refugees there. And I've been all over the world. I can't believe it. At 28, I've traveled so many places and have not seen a dent in my wallet from it. And it's mostly just connecting with people and being open to an experience that you might not expect, being open to take a bus to a village and talk to the people in the country. People generally are friendly and good people, I find, around the world, and they want to learn from you as much as you want to learn from them. So I think that's my basic strategy when I travel all over the world. I would describe my trip of a lifetime as being Machu Picchu in Peru. I think there is a general fear of maybe going to South America or Central America or maybe Southeast Asia, but all of these places have luxurious, beautiful, amazing, blow your mind environments, people, and once you get there you realize the things that you read about aren't necessarily true. With Machu Picchu, you can go online and it says, okay, you're going to need a guide. You're going to only be able to take this much with you. It's going to be $600 to get there with the guide in order to see the ruins, or you need to take a $170 train ride up to it. And I was determined, okay, I can't afford that, so how am I going to get to do my lifetime goal? And once I got in the country, I was working for a nonprofit group. They were a travel resource center, so it was perfect. They had all the alternative hikes listed. And so I decided, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it on my own and see how it comes out. And I took my backpack, got $30 worth of food, and hiked 50 miles over a 15,000 foot pass. Now that's quite adventurous. There are easier ways to get there, like cabbing it, you can do for $20 instead of taking the train, but you're not going to find these things online. So that's what's really important, is you need to go to the country and talk to people, and they'll gladly give you what the native people rate is or the native hints of that country. And we walked all the way to Machu Picchu, 50 miles. I stayed in villages, I stayed in people's yards, I stayed with chickens, I stayed with pigs waking me up in the morning. But all of those things are priceless, much better than waking up in a hotel with your chocolate or coffee. I don't know. I just feel the experience is so much greater sleeping with pigs. So And we were able to do it. And everybody that I talked to that had paid $600 was just like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have known, or I wish I would have done that, or I wish I would have spent some more time researching how to get there. So that was probably the trip of my lifetime. And Machu Picchu is the most spiritually and beautiful, exceed all expectation place. So go to Machu Picchu. So I would say my travel mantra is don't be afraid to ask. I think there's this assumption that you feel bad for asking for a discount, or you feel bad for asking to barter some of your services. I find that people are willing to, let me start over. Sorry.
No problem. All right, whenever you're ready.
So I would say my travel mantra is don't be afraid to ask. People are willing to give you free hotel rooms, free wine tasting, free places to stay as long as you ask. And, you know, I find that it's the worst that can happen is to just say no, right? So, like, for instance, we just went on a bachelorette trip to Central California, and you're going to find, if you look online, wine tasting is $10 a person. But I just called each winery and I said, hey, can I have this bachelorette trip coming? Do you mind giving us a discount? Most of them gave it to us for free. Another person said, well, if you take pictures of my winery and give me the pictures, then you guys can all have a free tour and free wine tasting. So we all brought our cameras, took pictures, gave them all these beautiful pictures, and they gave us free wine tasting. So, and all of that came about just from asking. So I think that the fear of asking needs to be wiped away, and I would say that's probably my biggest mantra. And just patience. Just be willing to search for hours on the internet. So I would say that I probably am the most adventurous candidate for this show. I'm willing to do anything. I will drive an RV across the states. I think that finding out who is doing the traveling and tagging along with them and helping out in some way, this is kind of also a strategy. But for instance, my boyfriend's, or my fiance, is in a band, and bands travel all over the US. So find a merch girl job, and then you'll be able to travel all over the US. Or find people that do trips for big groups. Apply to be a trip leader, then you get to go all over the world and go with them. And I'm willing to do all of those things. I have worked in a peach factory to travel up to Northern California and like shovel peach slop that smells like throw up, you know? You just have to, I'm really adventurous. When I read the description of what type of person you were looking for, I was like, this is my life. Like every sentence I read, I was like, yes, I am that person. Yes, I travel for budget. Yes, I love bartering, swapping. I love adventure. I love teaching people. I think that one of my biggest heart's desire is to show people more of the world and how they can experience more of the world. It is literally my epistemology. It's my philosophy. It's who I am. Embodiment is the candidate you're looking for.